So members, this is Teacher Deogratias. So at the moment I have come at the platform necessarily to talk about the exams for the ECD members. So for those of ECD who did their papers on mocks, I tried to summarize around with the papers which they did and the questions of section A and section B from here. So at least I beg everybody to listen to this note here, to check through this video here. If you can't understand, keep passing through. You keep on reviewing back in the video so that you can understand the issue exactly about the template which I have at least provided on the platform, especially for the ECD members, year 1, those who sat for the mocks. So these were your questions and this was number 1. I was trying to summarize out the question the way it was. So where there is me, that is the question. Where there is my I, that is the answer. My AI, that is the answer. So I wanted to pass through this as I'm moving slowly. I want to be moving it slowly as you take note of it. So that is question number 1. That is question number 1. I think you can see number 2. Number 2 is there. What difficulties would a child who cannot recite numbers 1 to 9 in an increasing order encounter when participating in a dice tossing game? The answer is here. The answer is here. I think you can see they are saying a child who cannot recite numbers 1 to 9 in increasing order may struggle with counting the dots on the dice accurately during a dice tossing game. So that makes them challenging in getting the total value of the rolled on the dice. The total value rolled on the dice, because they cannot count the number of dots on the dice. So that is how it is. So let us keep on moving. Number 3, sorry, that one. How can a teacher effectively help Ali who cannot add objects without carrying to overcome his difficulties? I was trying to summarize out the questions, but I think you will understand. They are summarized. So let us keep on moving. I summarized out questions, not exactly like the way they were setting, but it is relating on the exact way they were setting for you. So that was number 3. How can a teacher effectively help Ali who cannot add objects without carrying to overcome his difficulties? What can the teacher do? Among the answers which they were giving you within the objectives, they are here. The teacher should use manipulatives such as counters or tubes. What manipulatives exactly? You're going to see. I brought out a question exactly with its objectives here. In this question, this is the very question: how a teacher effectively help Ali who cannot add objects without carrying to overcome difficulties. The answers which they gave in a paper, they are here. Using abacus as a learning aid, use of number tray as a learning aid. So the answer was use of the abacus. This rest we can leave out. The next question was what term is used to illustrate a child who cannot add objects without matching? They gave you responsibility. They said computation fluency, spatial relationship difficulty, number recognition difficulty. So we can leave out the rest. The answer was computation fluency. The term which describes a child who can illustrate the term that is used to illustrate a child who cannot add objects without carrying. They term it as computational fluency. The next question was here. The best way or best description why a teacher should develop the learner's numeracy skills in a class of students with difficulties. Those difficulties that students faced according to the question was Peter, Rose, Sarah, like the way you saw their difficulties, that number one difficulties they were facing in numeracy. So what a teacher can easily bring out to improve on their skills efficiently or integrate or make them stick with the concept of numeracy. Why is it important for that teacher to develop that learner's numeracy skill for the one who is having such difficulties? They gave you here the objectives. So the objectives, out of those objectives A, B, C and D, the answer was B, to be able to find solution to their day-to-day problems. So you can see question. Another next question was assuming Rose who has a difficulty in matching objects, because according to the other time Rose was having a difficulty in matching objects. So you can see matching objects to numerals. In the case that person has a visual impairment and is having a difficulty in matching objects to numerals, visual impairment kiba kitegeeza omuntu oyo alina obuzibu mu kulaba, talaba bulungi. So babuuziza which intervention would most be suitable when teaching her. Bintu ki by'osobola kuteekawo nga teacher gwe, bintu ki by'osobola kuteekawo okubeera nga you help that child improve in mathematics, especially on numeric skills here. Kuba kati aba tamanyi ku matching objects to the numerals. Bwe bagamba matching objects to the numerals, katugambe nti bw'obanga ebitabo biringa bisatu wali eri nga babidrawingawo biri bisatu, ng'alina okuba nga asobola kubeera nga amatchinga to where the wrote 3, ng'alina okujja waneno nga ateeka wali eri wali 3. Naye bw'aba nga tasobola nga wali ebitabo biri bisatu n'akateeka wali eri ewali 4,